5:37, that's what the kid behind the counter at Taco Bell said to me. I dug in my pocket and I pulled out some lint, 2 dimes, and something that used to be a Jolly Rancher. Having already handed the kid a 5 spot, I started to head back out to the truck to grab some change when the kid with the emo haircut said the harshest thing anyone has ever said to me. He said, "It's okay, I'll give you the senior citizen discount." And I turned to see who he's talking to and heard the sound of change hitting the counter in front of me. He goes, "It's only $4.68, cheerfully." Well, I stood there stupefied. I'm 53. I'm not 65. I'm a mere child. Senior citizen? Well, anyway, I took my burrito and I walked out to the truck wondering what was wrong with Emo. Was he blind? And I sat in my truck and my blood began to boil. Old? Me? Well, I'll show him, I thought. I opened the door and headed back inside, and I strode up to the counter, and there he was standing with a smile. Before I could say a word, he held something and jingled it in front of me, like I could easily be distracted. What am I now, a toddler? Dude, can't get too far without your car keys, eh? Well, I stared with utter disdain at the keys, and I began to rationalize in my mind, leaving the keys behind hardly makes a man elderly. It could happen to anyone. I turned and I headed back to the truck, and I slipped the key in the ignition, but it wouldn't turn. What the frick now? Well, I checked out my keys, tried another, still nothing. That's when I noticed the purple beads hanging from my rearview mirror. I have no purple beads hanging from my rearview mirror. And then a few other things came into focus. The car seat in the back seat, and the Happy Meal toys spread all over the floorboard, and the partially eaten donut on the dashboard. Faster than you can say Gigolo Biloba, I flew out of the alien vehicle, and moments later I was speeding out of the parking lot, relieved to finally be leaving the scene of this nightmarish stop in my life. And that's when I felt it, deep in the bowels of my stomach, hunger. My stomach growled and churned, and I reached to grab my burrito, and it was nowhere to be found. Oh, man. So I swung the truck around and gathered up my courage and strode back into the restaurant, and one final time, and there Emo stood, draped in youth and black nail polish, and all I could think was, what is the world coming to? Well, all I could say is, did I leave my food and drink in here? At this point, I was ready to ask a Boy Scout to help me back to my vehicle and go straight home and apply for Social Security benefits. Emo had no clue, so I walked back out to the truck, and suddenly a young lad comes up and tugged on my jeans to get my attention, and he's holding up the drink in the bag, and his mother explained, "I think you left this in my truck by mistake, mister." Shit. So I took my food and drink from the little boy and sheepishly apologized. She offered these kind words, "It's okay, my grandfather does stuff like this all the time." All of this explained how I got a ticket doing 85 and a 40. Yes, I was racing some punk kid in a Toyota Prius. And no, I told the officer I'm not too old to be driving fast. As I walked in the front door, my wife met me out on the hallway, and I handed her the bag of cold food and a $300 speeding ticket, and I promptly sat down in my rocking chair and covered up my legs with a blankie. The good news was I successfully found my way home. PappyStu said it, and I'm out and on the side.